and you're going to make more money out of it. That's what we are going to see. Jergens, we have got multiple offerings in quick change mechanisms, and in general, how a quick change mechanism should be. You cannot afford to have a lot of skilled operators, and we cannot depend on them. We have to get the operation de-skilled. So that's how all quick change mechanisms has to be, and I'm going to introduce you to few very significant quick change mechanisms. One of that is ball lock mounting system. See, this is a mechanical way of changing your fixture. I keep that as faster system because all of us would do what fast as we think, right? We'll not be slow at our facilities. We'll do what fast is correct. That's what we do. What we think is correct and what we think is fast is what we implement on our shop floors. And ball lock mounting system is going to be a faster system. In a conventional way, how we change a fixture is like you put in your fixture, you get it dialed, or make use of a dowel pin to get it located, and then you have it strap clamped or put a bolt, and then you clamp it. So your location and locking is separated. You do it separately, and that's how we lose a lot of time. So how about combining them together? What you have to do is like you have to create a base plate or a sub plate with the pitches defined with receiver bushings on that particular pitches. So that is going to help you act as your new 0-0. Once you create a base plate with your matrix defined with receiver bushings and permanently mounted on your machine bed, your 0-0 is set for all your fixtures. You don't have to dial anymore. Your offset is all set there. You're just going to call the program and run out, right? That's what we are going to do, and that's how we are getting the setup time reduced to the extent possible. This mechanism can get through the receiver bushing, and the master ball, when you torque in the top, the master ball comes down and it pushes the other three balls in the neck, the periphery, to get locked. So you are combining location and locking in one action. So that's how we are able to reduce all your setup time. Okay? And what about the load? This guy you're looking at, he's going to give you 1.25 tons. No bolts. This can be used on a VMC to change your fixtures, be it your vise or fixture plate. You can use it on your VMC with your base plate permanently mounted onto your machine bed, and you have your receivers as your 0-0 ready to accommodate your fixtures. Likewise, on your HMC machines, you can either change your entire column with ball locks, or the faces can be changed with your ball lock mechanism. It is possible. So this is on a HMC. Likewise, for heavy machining, still you can use this. You can use it on a manually operated. You just need air or oil to operate this. So we are going to have a module in place of a receiver bushing as that in the ball lock mechanism, and you need to have your matrix defined with the modules. You have to use oil or air pressure to actuate these modules, and you're going to have your studs. The studs will be in the bottom of your fixtures or maybe your jaw by itself, quite possible. And you're going to do that in seconds, not even a minute. So your changeover will happen in seconds. So this is how it is. You place your modules on top of the bed. You get your studs installed onto the fixture plate or a grid plate or a job, and you can easily make the changeover. So this is how we are. Just as in the case with the fixtures or a top tooling, you're going to have studs here in the bottom. You're going to have these studs in your top tooling or your fixture. You're going to introduce it through these 4 holes. You just drop it over, and you're going to drive it, give torque on this. So it is going to give you both the location, locking done. And this offers you a positional accuracy of 10 microns per changeover. And this is quick lock, the same but an advanced one. The earlier case we had 2 drives, but here just 1 hex. And this is even better. This is going to give you a positional accuracy of 8 microns. So what other quick change mechanisms Jergens has to offer? We have got ball locks, ZPS, drop and lock, quick lock. We have got precision expanding dowels. We have got QLS systems. I think Jergens is the only brand which has got these many multiple lights. And we have different serrated grippers on the top. We have got serrated grippers, we have got dovetail grippers, we have got scalloped grippers for you to change with respect to the applications. And apart from that, you can also have your soft jaws on the top. You can have your profile milled according to your job needs and still go ahead and clamp. This works best with the quick lock setup here. Introduce force, so like quick lock or a drop and lock, and we have lot of variants in 5-axis vices. Like the new 5-axis vise, we have got the conventional 5-axis vise, and like these, the new 5-axis vise, we have got dovetail 5-axis vise. We can use ear collets on the top, or we can have OK vise rail systems on your fixture, 5-axis beds. And also we have the risers, primary risers, we have very recently introduced for the 5-axis basis. Next comes the OK vise. I call it as this wedge mechanism to be one of the supreme mini wedges we have ever got. The face is expanded outwards and it is going to clamp, as simple as that. But still, for M8 size you achieve a 2.5 tons clamping load, for M12 5 tons, and for M16 it will be 10 tons clamping load. And we have got different variants. We have got smooth, we have got serrated, we have got attachable model where you can have your profile done according to your job needs, and you can clamp it. Don't worry if you have a draft, you're still helped with self-adjustable gripper over here. And we have got we call that so you're going to run multiple parts with a single clamp. That's what it is. And you can convert the same clamp to a hydraulic clamp also, hydraulic or a pneumatic clamp. It is very possible. All that you need to use is introduce a pull cylinder in the bottom, and use a longer stud, pull that downwards so that the wedge comes down and pushes the faces outwards. That's what it is. You can still use rail systems will have serrations on the top. 2.5 mm is the pitch, and each of that serration will have a positional accuracy of plus minus 10 microns with respect to the position hole. So when you move the stoppers on the top, it doesn't mean that you are going to lose your positional accuracy. Your accuracy is still intact within plus minus 10 microns. Now I'll quickly jump into the aerospace and defense fasteners. In Jergens and Acme we make key locking threaded inserts, which is a great maintenance tool. Anybody from maintenance, you will be thanking me for introducing such a mechanism to you, because thread failures or thread bears are very common in our shop floors, right? It's quite common that we face those issues in our shop floor. You're going to do the regular job here and you're going to get the same thread back on the same place. That's what it is. And we make key locking threaded inserts with military standards and NAS. That means like 51830 312 and National Aerospace with 146 up to 51. Through 146 to 51 we make threaded inserts, and also the studs, key locking studs, threaded studs also we make, and that too meets the MS grades. And we can make these in the list of materials, like SS 3034 316 174PH. We do it in 4140 steel, A286. We have supplied in nitros, where you will see the red tags saying that don't open or something like that. It's all those quick lock pins that you see. Anybody who traveled in Indigo would have seen it. The next time you fly, please check that. And this can be used in scaffolding. Any quarter joints can be replaced with quick lock pins, and of course we do this again with military standards, and we meet NAS also. And this is one application where this particular pin is taking a shear load of somewhere around 5 to 6 tons. The shear load, I'm talking about the shear here. Okay, and fine, I'm going to just maximum 45 degree, no, not less than that. That is fine. But if at all you are looking at a multi-point lifting, say you have a billet of around 3 tons or 2 tons, and you're going to have multi-points to lift it, I wouldn't suggest eyeballs. You know why? Eyeballs doesn't have got a swivel head, and it doesn't have a pivot shoulder. Say you have a multi-point lifting billet happening, right? There is an angle in play. So let's do a quick math here. A 2-ton billet getting lifted with multi-points. I don't think anyone would be very crazy enough. So all those stress will be on the neck of the eye bolt, and we never calibrate our eye bolts here. We might end up using internally failed eye bolts on the lifting, right? And long back, one expert said that when you use internally failed eye bolt, the failure chances are 1 upon 10 to the power 6. So it might fail the first time, or when you lift it for the 10th lakh time. So between that, it is going to fail. Now the point is not about the cost. I'm not worried about what is the cost of the lifting devices. I'm very worried about the person who is below the billet. We have got these many lifting devices. All of this, the center pull, the side pull, all of this has got a swivel base on the top, and the bail is pivoted to pivot by 180 degrees. And these are the variants that we offer and the lifting mechanisms. And this is the new launch in the lifting variants. We have got lift check. What is lift check? You see this bolt on the top which has got an indication. You see red color. If it is red, it is a no-go. Don't lift. It is not yet safe to lift. Your operator tries to give torque on this. He bolts it. It will turn to. He comes back at a distance. He can say whether it is ready to. If it is safe and ready to lift or not, just by looking at the color indication on the top. So the next slide will make you very happy, because that would be my last slide. See, I'm seeing smiles over there. That's okay, fine. So thanks for the opportunity. I think I've taken only 20-25 minutes, so I'm within the limit. So if you have any questions at all, you're welcome to ask. Your comments are welcome. Any questions? Because I see some Jergens catalogs going over there. So I'll be very happy to answer your questions right away. Any of your applications? No? C15 is the hall. Hall 1, C15. So all you are welcome to visit us to check the products and put in your comments. I'll be happy to hear that. Thank you. Looks like I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We have a memento for you. So if you could step back on the stage, we'd like to present you with a memento from our side.
Okay. I'll invite my MD also.
He's going to be presenting on the topic Precise Inspection Systems from ZS for the highest quality aerospace components. Welcome on stage, sir.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Can I have a loud response? Good afternoon everyone. But it's after lunch time, so I just... How many of you know Zeiss as a company? Carl Zeiss as a company? Yeah. 3. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Economic mergers, no acquisition, nothing. Mr. Carl Zeiss himself started the company, and Mr. Untitled actually contributed a lot to this organization. Abbe's principle? Have you ever seen the first hard disk? If you Google it, it was such a big size, and it was only 500 MB. 4 people were required to lift it, and now the 500 MB is possible on the nail size chips. Yeah, how it is possible? Zeiss helps this all these electronic companies to reduce the size of our gadgets. Whether it's a laptop or mobile or tabs or whatever. We also help the cinema industry. These are the figures only for the last year. So far we have more than 6,000 patents in our name. We spend huge money on R&D. 13% of our workforce works for R&D research. Yeah, now we have crossed about 36,000 employees, 100 locations. And after the shareholders' profits, because we are not a public limited company. Okay. Now coming to the technical part, what I try to do, because Zeiss has a very vast, in electronics there are many options available for the inspection. Whether it's a failure analysis, or you just want to have a visual inspection, or you want to do the optical measurements, or surface characterization, particle analysis, that is a PA systems. We have optical measuring systems, right from a very small 300 by 200 to a very large 800 by 600. You can have a contact and non-contact measurement system in one. If you are manufacturing very large sheet metal frames or fabricated parts, then also we have a lot of solution, because each and every part has to be measured and a record had to be kept. So we have optical systems, we have manual systems, portable solution, we have a tripod based solution, we have a robot based solution, so which are slightly more accurate. So we have a different type of CMM, we call it horizontal arm type CMM. In short it is HAM. These are available with a flush floor design or tabletop models. Although I have shown the car here, but we can imagine a very large aeronautical part. Even if you want to check the whole wing, we can go down to 42 meters. Such a long measuring range is possible with this. So similarly, profile measuring, that is a contour measuring machines. Again from an entry level system to very high precision systems we have. And also a roundness measuring machine, that is a form measuring machine. So if you are measuring if you want to measure a shaft, for example, for a form parameter, whether it's a cylindricity or roundness or concentricity, we also have right from a very entry level. We normally we are very popular for bridge type CMMs. That is our most running product. CMMs are sold in large numbers in India. We also assemble these products in India, and we export it to about 25 countries around the world. So depending on the class of the gear, we can select entry level CMM or a high precision CMM. We can also have a CMM on shop floor. Normally CMM, it needs a very nice AC room in a 20 degree plus minus 2, but if you want to do 100% inspection, it's not possible to carry each and every component to QC room and check it. So that is very important. So we have a fixed type probing with as long as 1200 mm long extension possible. So you can go deep inside the bore and still measure it. We also have a 8 micron probe with a white light sensors, very precisely. Yeah. Also, when we are talking about aerospace component, especially 100% inspection is required. So you cannot have an operator for every small work, So automation is also possible. Then how do you measure the gear? We can have without rotary table, with a very complex probe combination, whether you want to measure each and every teeth or every 90-degree teeth, it's possible. We can hold the parts like this. And the simplest is of course with a rotary table. It's very easy to use a rotary table and use only one probe, and measure each and every teeth. And what output you will get? Exactly as what you do in a typical gear tester. Whether you want to do a lead test or profile check, or you want to do a pitch error, class of the gear, everything can be exactly as per the gear tester format. Maybe in the order of 5 microns. So then we need a very high precision CMM. We have accuracy of 0.5 micron. This we have many installation in India, especially used for fuel injection of IC engine. There we have very stringent acceptance criteria, where we have to prove lot of repeatabilities, whether it's giving the same accuracy, because we are talking about 0.5 micron, it's too precise, So we are able to prove all these acceptance criteria, depending on your expectation. Moving on to the last part, which is again a very complicated, the blisk or turbine bed or disc. Again we have then if you want to measure a roughness on CMM, is also possible. Normally you will have to take a part out of CMM, put it on a roughness tester, measure it again, and have to separate report. But this can be combined in one machine. We have a very special sensor to measure roughness directly on a CMM. Very peculiar way of measuring. For example, leading edge and a trailing edge is very, very important. We have very standardized formulas. You just put the blade, give the dimension, and it will create the whole program very easily. You really don't need a very highly technical person to measure this part. You can have the complete scanning profile of the blade. Now, so far, all these systems what I have showed you, can do the dimensional measurement, or if there is a porosity, or if there is a material mix-up, internal cracks, voids, whatever you want, you can check this. So we have 2D X-ray systems, 3D X-ray systems, and very high precision X-ray system. Everything is available. So I can go deep into this. We have a separate presentation, but because of the timing, I will save this. But if anybody is interested, we can visit our stall, and I can share some more information. This is another typical example of a turbine blade measurement. It's a 2D measurement. You can tilt the source and also the detector, depending on the profile of the blade, and you can capture the entire blade profile and see the internal defect. The startup part, we can still avail all the services. We have all these machines installed in various cities of India. The biggest one is in Bangalore, the second one is in Chennai, third one is in Pune, fourth is in retrieve the data anytime. So like an Industry 4.0 solution, we have everything. Services, yes, very wide range of accessories to improve your efficiency is available. One small video, and then we are good for the question and answers. With our model called Duramax, a turbine blade can go into a scanning room. We call it scan box. The part can also go into X-ray systems. PyWave is our Industry 4.0 solution, application. So with that, I end my presentation, and I am open for question and answer. Well in time. Any questions? Scanner. Scanner, it normally depends on
Yeah, when I used to there that machine, we can't that much use that machine. That's one.
because of what?
Measuring accuracy issues. That one.
Measuring.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Training also completed.
Training completed, but sometime what happens?
Big accurately data.
But you know, you can adjust the illumination of this ring.
Yeah.
You can reduce to reduce the glare. You also have a combination of blue and red illumination.
Yeah.
Blue and red.
Yeah.
Have you tried these two?
We have tried, but when it is the part is through camera inspection, that means it is open means we can.
What happens if you switch on all the lights? You really don't get a good contrast.
Yes.
But if you switch off the lights on this side, thank you for your time and thank you for this opportunity.
We'll move on to the next technical presentation of the day. This one will be presented by Mr. Deepak Bhaure, Electrical Engineer, Elspec Engineering India Private Limited. He's going to be delivering a presentation on the topic continuous waveform recording. May we please have you on stage, sir?
Sure.
A very good afternoon all, and to record events, incidents like voltage dip, swell, transient, all power quality parameters. In this session, I will introduce you I0160 and IEEE 519. So first of all, let me introduce you with Elspec. Elspec basically is a Israel-based company which is active in electrical industry sector, who is a leading power Elspec Ltd, which is established in 2012. Our main headquarter is in Indore. Apart from that, we have some authorized distributors in different states and different cities. So currently we are providing our solution in services in all our India. Now Elspec has expertise in providing innovative Class A power quality analyzer and world fastest power factor correction system, which is suitable for all sector, utility, commercial and industrial. Some of the most substantial installation of Elspec, the product line of Elspec. Basically Elspec have two business segments. The first one is power factor correction system. Elspec has provided the world fastest compensation system for power factor correction, which have full compensation only 5 to 13 milliseconds. In a 5 to 13 millisecond, it will inject the reactive powers and maintain that power factors. Apart from that, in the metering part, we have that black box is a 5th generation digital fault recorder with PMU applications. And then we have a multi-vendor PQ SCADA supplier software for power quality monitoring. So this is all about Elspec product line. And currently Elspec has launched a medium voltage equalizer for power factor correction at medium voltage, which have available for nominal voltage 2.2 kV power qualities, because it have direct economical impact on many consumers. So to make most efficient electrical network, we need to mitigate these power quality issues. For that, we need to record it at a high resolution for a longer duration period. So we need to record all power quality issue to mitigate and to make a most efficient electrical network. Now there are many existing technologies are available in market today to record that power quality issues. Event-based recorder have limited pre and post waveform data. Why? It is that available limitation is available memory. So this is an example of an event-based recorder. An event-based recorder stores limited pre and post event data. It records the data at the time of. So this is an example of average recording that provide a data for a longer duration, but they don't have a high resolution data. So you cannot find out that actual root cause of that power quality events. Loophole that exists in the power measurement market. And LSPEC come into the picture. LSPEC has provided a continuous cycle by cycle recording of all power quality parameter. You just see that video, then I will explain you. Is Walker and what was the wrong from the defense. It's clear because it provides lot of information at a high resolution for a longer duration time. So you can easily find out the actual root cause because it provides a continuous waveform recorded because expectation with available storage memory that don't provide enough memory to record all these things. But on the other side, LSPEC meet both the ends through their patent PQZip technology. So let me introduce you with LSPEC patent PQZip technology. Basically, LSPEC have patent PQZip technology that ensures large technology. By using LSPEC technology, we record all power quality parameter. So user is freed from all this question, what to store, how one events. So he picks up one event, he zoom that data, he find out one event. He again zoom, he see that distorted waveforms and he take that corrective action to mitigate that events. The next example is the investigation of a voltage dip from a raw data using PQ-SCADA Sapphire software. One user of LSPEC has investigated one voltage dips. He picks up one event, he zooms that data, he continues cycle by cycle waveform recording. Here is an example of long-term observations. One customer of LSPEC facing an issue in LSPEC power factor correction system. So he installed one analyzer, he captured all the data. So once we process the data in PQ-SCADA Sapphire software, that connection and disconnection time data will be zoomed. So what's happening? 20 minutes later, disconnection of transformer, there is a built-in test was performed. In that built-in test performed, data was, it also records that built-in test duration data also. This is that application of LSPEC power quality analyzer. Here is another one beautiful example. Here is one generating station which can generate a power supply at 160 kV, and that generating station also generate a voltage dip of 7%. But that generating station are using any event-based analyzer, so they cannot capture this power quality events because it's not 10% of that nominal value. Now what's happening? Once the power is reaching to consumer A and consumer B, the dip will be increased due to increase in the distance. The consumer A is facing a voltage dip almost 15%, and then consumer B is already consumed a voltage dip of 13%. So they can complain to utility. There is a voltage dip of 13 and 30% from your side. But that event-based recorder of that generating company, they don't record that event, and they say there is no voltage dip from their side. So this is always a blaming game between that consumers and then distribution company. If the distribution company have a continuous cycle by cycle waveform recorder, they can, the dips which are indicated in black is a non-standard voltage dips. So this dip is also captured by LSPEC analyzer. Here is an example of wide area investigation. Voltage is occurred at one point, analysis can be done on other feeders. For example, if your voltage dip is occur on one feeder, what is the impact on other feeder, you can easily analysis. Point number 1 also. On that other points, point number 2, point number 3 and point number 4, it's not below the 90%. Any event-based analyzer not record that voltage dip at point number 2, point number 3 and point number 4. But LSPEC analyzer can trace that voltage dip and can easily capture all these the voltage dips at all these points. You can easily trace the voltage dip, how it's going from the downstream side data without any threshold settings at a 1024 sample per cycles. Apart from that, it have one IO module also that extend that monitoring capabilities of that LSPEC power quality analyzers. It support 2 IO modules for digital input and analog outputs. Apart from that, we have one portable instrument. We have a handheld power quality analyzer. Basically, it's a portable type power quality analyzer. It is just a plug and play device. No need to define anything. It's just like a camera. Once you start a record camera, it can capture everything. So this is like LSPEC analyzer that can continuously record all data without any threshold. Later, we have one PUME application also. Apart from that, we have one multi-vendor PQ SCADA Sapphire software. Basically, these softwares have that capability to generate a compliance report as per EN 50160 and IEEE 519. You can also generate a daily basis power quality report also. Here is the list of chapters in which have provided information to you of your electrical data. You can plot phasors, you can easily plot event list, you can easily plot the trends of voltage, current, active power, reactive power, power factors. Apart from that, you can easily plot the tables that provide you the list of power quality events that may disturb your electrical systems. Now here is one example. The data was analysis in LSPEC software. A voltage dip can be seen on that left side. We zoom that data and we find that there is a dip in a voltage and dip in current also. So this is clearly understood. This dip is from upstream sides. Part can be done by LSPEC engineer. Now as you can see on that left side in a overall trend, it seems to be a single dip. But once you zoom that data, it will be seen there are 2 consecutive voltage dips. So you can zoom your recorded data in milliseconds also for that analysis part. This is an example of a transient that captured by LSPEC power quality analyzer. One customer of LSPEC switching some loads. So that at time of switching some load, a transient will be generated. So that LSPEC analyzer had easily captured that transient. Basically, LSPEC analyzer have that capability to record minimum transient detection up to 19.5 microseconds. This is the example of flicker which is as captured by LSPEC power quality analyzer. It is an example of a rapid voltage change which can be easily seen. We can easily find out that due to that dominating harmonics. You can also plot that spectrum part also in PQ SCADA Sapphire software. So you can do that analysis part of that spectrums. You can easily find out which harmonic is most dominating in your electrical system. You can easily plot that trends for non-fundamental voltage and current and how much amount that non-fundamental voltage and current in your electrical system and how they can disturb your electrical system. Here is a zoom view of harmonic waveform. The first one is total waveform. It is your non-fundamental waveform also and fundamental waveform also. Data in your pockets. Basically, it shows that real-time data, trends, phasors or power quality parameters. So you can easily monitor your power quality data in your pocket. This is an example of that PQ SCADA Sapphire app in which it will show that RMS value of voltage and currents. This is an example of phasors and spectrum, which will show that which harmonic is most dominating, and on the left side it shows the phasors for that voltage. So here is the worldwide customers. They are using LSPEC technologies, LSPEC power factor correction system, and LSPEC class A power quality analyzer. Here is the some key customer of in India. They are using
protections we have generator protection relays, all these relays from ABB, GE, and
that PQZ compression technology that compress your data in the ratio of 1,000 spec. It can record the data up to 1 year using that PQZ compression technology. Waveform recording. No one is provide continuous cycle by cycle waveform recording and that PQZ compression.
It's disconnected. Thank you.
Experience works. Welcome on stage, sir. Can we have you on stage, sir? Mr. Srinivas Galla? Galla, from Logical Solutions, you're requested to come to the conference area for your technical presentation. Mr. Srinivas Galla. The next technical presentation will commence in another 5 minutes. We request you to wait till then.
The opportunity here. So good afternoon one and all. Myself Srinivas Galla, Technical Manager from Logical Solutions Limited, Hyderabad, and welcome to the insights of SolidWorks and 3D Experience Works. So without our authorized resellers for SolidWorks software in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, we started our company in 2000. We started with the 4 core members. Now in turn to 50 plus employees are working in Logical Solutions. These 50 plus employees are giving technical support, pre-sales activities, and any services. We will provide all kind of support activities for the services, and we will provide the trainings, commercial trainings, educational trainings for the education institutions also. And let me introduce about the SolidWorks key facts. It was founded in 1993. Basically, it's a USA product, one of the part in the Dassault system. If you see the right side graph, the graph is gradually increasing the revenue. It not only shows the revenue, it shows the how customers are. You can do, you can meet all your design requirements at one-stop solution. Not only a designing, we can do validation, inspection, and simulation, and also CNC machine programming. We have a complete design. You can meet your complete design requirements at a one-stop stage. When coming to SolidWorks 3D CAD advantages, where you can create any part in 3D, before going to manufacturing itself, you can check whether your part within the within your limits or not. You can check what is the weight of the component, and you can check the loading. You can create a nice animated videos and working progress of any machinery. You can create as a animated videos. You can give it to your customers, so that will helpful to explain about how your machinery is working, how all the mission working is happening. So everything you can get the details, and also show your designs to your customers, your vendors, those who don't have any SolidWorks software or any 3D CAD software. For them, you can offer the eDrawings tool. eDrawings tool is a technical communication tool where you can show your designs, and you can measure your vendors can measure your designs, and they can do all the design reviews, like they can section, they can see the internal details of. Okay, no issue. No issue. So when coming to other advantages with SolidWorks is we can do design automation. So design automation in the sense, for example, if you have any part which was already created, if I want to create a multiple version, for example, if you take any kind of chair or something, we have a similar models with a small modifications kind of thing. So if you want to create those kind of designs without any rework again, we can use this design automation, repeated jobs again and again. So we can run a one macro, we can do the operation simultaneously at a time. And we can do cost estimation also. So cost estimation is one of the major important for any industry. So we have to estimate our project costing before going to the manufacturing itself. So for that, SolidWorks will help you in this process to estimate your design cost, basic estimation cost for your projects. It will give the complete manufacturing cost as well as material cost, and it will combine everything. It will provide the cost estimation for your projects. And also, while you are working in multi environments, for example, the designers are using multi softwares. So for that, SolidWorks will give you a great option. And also, we have a complete piping, tubing, electrical wire harnessing. So we can do complete routing segment in SolidWorks software itself. So we can get the complete details of your designs, like what is the pipe length, how many elbows we have used, what is the valves that we are using in our designs. So we can get the complete information of your designs. And also we can, so those standards, instead of one person has to check all these standards, we can give you one standard template to SolidWorks. So SolidWorks will do the job for us. So it will check all your standards and give the complete information where we are lag, where we have to change. So all this information it will give. And also SolidWorks has a capability like task scheduler. For example, we have a repeated tasks. For example, we have some certain files that we need to convert as a PDF file format, or we want to convert one file format to another. So instead of man to do the task, we can assign SolidWorks to do the job for us. So while the man any free time or when he going to the lunch, he can assign a task to any particular folder. You have to select that standard. So SolidWorks will decide the bolt and will automatically place in your position. And also SolidWorks has a capability of interference detection. Once you done the any assembly, so first thing we have to check is whether your components will be interference with the other components or not. So that job is very important because it will eliminate your lot of scrap work in your projects. So SolidWorks has a capability like to check the interference detection before going to the manufacturing itself. And it will give the complete information how many parts get interfered into the another parts and what is the volume it get in the required motors for your industry. So we have so many advantages. Apart from that, SolidWorks is not only into the 3D CAD designing side, we have a complete package. So we have a from basic design to up to CNC machine programming. We have a complete package is available. The basic one is 3D CAD, and we have a additional packages like simulation. So we can also do electrical schematic designing. If you want to create any schematic designs for your control panels or power panels, so we can do that schematic designs also, and we can generate the automatic 3D routing for your 3D components. So even we can visualize your routing within the software itself. And for technical communication, we have a separate tools for that. If you want to, we can create a photorealistic rendering images and any animated videos before launching any product. Before going to any security, we have a PDM, product data management. We have a we can secure all your company data with the all your design data. Like we can create your one centralized vault. So in that centralized vault you can store all your files. Only authorized persons can enter into that files and they can access. And SolidWorks automatically create a revision controls, and it will give a complete production for your like for your designs or for your files straight away. And SolidWorks also have a SolidWorks software. But why we can choose SolidWorks apart from the other softwares? First one, as I said, we have a complete integration between all your departments. So for all your design requirements for the different departments also, you don't need to opt for the different softwares, different user interfaces. You can done everything with a single package. As I said, from basic design to up to CNC machine programming, we have a complete packages are available. And we have a complete quality side, so everything will be automatically get updated. You no need to wait for the others to give the permission to get the details. So because of this tight integration, we obviously reduce your time, cost, and increase the quality of your product. And also the serving industries. SolidWorks is not meant for one particular industry. If you have some tools which was only specifically for particular industries, but SolidWorks is not meant like that. So if you take any industry, SolidWorks can do their job in your behalf. We have a form members, active form members are available. Anytime they can give your, they can clarify your doubts. They can clarify your questions. And we have a 3D content center member portal where you can get any standard components, any standard designs directly from the 3D content center portal. You can download, you can use it into your designs. So we have so many users and the community members. In SolidWorks today we have more than 5 million users are using, and 2.75 attainment, even our needs, everything get digitalizing. But what about our mechanical industries? Can we convert to digitalized side? So and there is always need to connect with your ecosystem and organization, and data storage and review. This is the major priority for any organization to store, to maintain your data storage, and if you want to review your higher authorities, what are the tools we have to follow. So these are all our challenges that we need to address if you want to move to get digitalized. So let us see in detail about each and everything. First one, communication. So you have to communicate with your team members or with your different departments without any delay and without any, you want to share your detail clarity between the different departments, and when it is required. So is there any time bound? There is no time bound. We have to have it 24/7. But where? Everywhere. We have to collaborate everywhere. We have to share our thoughts at any particular time. And designers has to develop and access, deploy their things, and need to finish their projects in the deadline. And we need to have a complete tracking. We need to have a complete tracking about our project and project deadlines and meetings and all these things. And data storage is the main priority for any company. So we have to spend a lot of money for buying the hardwares and for maintaining our servers, for maintaining our hardware requirements. So we need to spend a lot of, we are spending a lot of money on infra is required for doing all these things. So, but SolidWorks is moving into the, SolidWorks and Dassault system collaboratively is moving into the next segment of their design process is 3D Experience Works. So it is a completely cloud-based application where you can connect your peoples and sharing your ideas and storage, data storage, everything will happen in the cloud itself. And even you can create, you can review the basic models you can create in the cloud apps itself. No need to install anything or no need to download any software and no need to install any. There is no hardware is required. Everything can happen with the cloud. It is a user level side as like your email ID and password. Will provide you some credentials for you. You can enter into your credentials. You have all the roles, all the apps are available for communication between you and your designers, for data storage and for review your data. So we have all the applications are available. There is no software upgradation or downgradation is required. Everything can happen on the go. And Even not only with the even no need of any. Here we have a different apps and roles are available. Component even it's a parametric model, you can do any kind of parametric modeling, and you can review your design straight away. Even you can do audio calls, phone calls, and meetings. You can schedule your meetings. You can do everything. And sub-D modeling designing, sheet metal designing. So all kind of designs you can do with the within the cloud itself, and you can do validation portion in all kinds very easily. And you can access your data from anywhere, from any device. As I said, it is a complete cloud application. You can access your data from anywhere. And you can have a easy project tracking, and we have a tool like project planning application where you can schedule your complete projects for your designers, and you can track those project status also. So how many projects in risk stage, how many how many projects yet to start, how many projects are already completed 50%. So you can track the complete your project status right away. And you can reserve your part by designer. So when coming to data security also, cloud will do the data revisions, revision controls. Everything can happen in the cloud application itself. And because of the project planning, you can always working towards the deadlines very easily. Yeah, that is from my side. If you have any queries, you can raise.
Is the electrical module and all you're saying is from the standard one, or is it from the advanced version?
No, sir, it is
Advantage of using it in online with the same license?
no, sir. This is completely different one. We have two variants. One is desktop model, another. Yeah, once again, thank you for the opportunity and thank you for gathering here. Thank you.
We'll move on to the next presentation of this evening. This one will be presented by Mr. Sumit Agarwal, partner Evapolar Eco Cooling Systems. His topic is
for providing human comfort cooling in industrial spaces. So in factories where temperatures reach up to 45 degrees or even 50 degrees.
Introducing Evapolar's next generation cooling system, which delivers 100% fresh, filtered and healthy cool air. Changer, cooling the warm air without adding of moisture. This is indirect evaporative cooling, which brings down dry bulb as well as wet bulb temperature. The air is a unique and intelligent control system that automatically respond to external weather conditions, switching its cooling strategy from evaporative cooling to air conditioning only when needed.
Fine then, let it be. It's okay. So, well, we were just through with the video where it showed the mechanism of how an evaporative cooling works, and finally we were so that's one thing. Now about the machine, this is how the high static cooling machine looks like. So why we have named it as a high static cooling unit? Because it provides air with a very good pressure. When we talk about evaporative cooling, it's very essential that so the air which is present is constantly being breathed by us. We don't eat stale food, we don't drink stale water, but we are breathing stale air. So this is one very important point which evaporative evaporative cooling system addresses, that since the air which is coming inside is getting ventilated constantly, so you are getting fresh air from outside. So along 4 inches thick, and these serve as a very good evaporative cooling agent because they absorb water in a very proper manner. So because of this, evaporation happens with 90% efficiency. And we also use 10 micron non-woven HDPE filters, reliable performance, low power consumption, and lastly, but very important, that it's affordable. So, well, this is it. And yes, we do take care of quality checks. Every machine of ours goes through at least 7 to 8 quality check parameters, so that when it's delivered to our client site, comes to evaporative cooling solutions. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.
Can I do it full screen?
We've got Mr.
organizations. Okay. So I hope it's best. We'll leave the best today. Again, very good evening to you all. So myself, my name is Rajesh Prabhu. So I take care of sales and business development in BILS. My experience with BILS is almost like 20 years now, working and selling of sales and more of technical support to the market. Of course, the inventor is named the company name. So his name is Auto BILS. So we still name the company name is Auto BILS India and BILS India globally. So these are some of the couple of our facilities which is located out in Germany. As I've said, we started all the CNC holders produced out of India and supplied globally for the global market. And yes, we are also certified the latest certification which is available in the market. What we're talking about BILS, so it's all the tooling history from a small cellular workshop to a global company. As I've already explained, Builds India also has the flagship of manufacturing CNC holders, which supplies goes to global. So these are some of the subsidiaries across the globe. So Germany is our headquarters. We do have plants in UK, in Italy. Of course, in India, we do have couple of plants in India as well as in France. So these are the subsidiaries. And this 100 years, what I've been talking, build is all the tool holder. We have a CNC machine. CNC machine has many parts built into it, but we are only touching the tool holder, which fits into the machine spindle and integrates the cutting tool and the machine spindle. So these are builds produces, and builds been producing for the years and will produce for the future years. It is fixed onto a wooden wheel. I think probably in the younger ages, just go back to your school days or your childhood days. Probably your grandfather, grandmother who used to have these bullock carts. Now it's become nostalgia again for us. We were not able to see that. Right. So that's the heating. So what happens when you heat a metal? So it expands and fixed onto the railway wheel shaft. So wherever you go, wherever there is fitting between a shaft and a hole, so the induction heating is widely used. So to be very, very precise and technical, what we're talking about induction heating. Induction heating is all about passing the AC current between the coil and the human being today. So similarly, the CNC machines also had its own improvement from year on year. Today what we see is the highly sophisticated and the highly intelligent CNC machines. Similarly, to integrate these machines, we should have an intelligent and an advanced tool holder. So if you have a look at it, so we have just an induction coil will not heat a tool holder because we're talking about precision. So we need certain machines, certain integrated machines to shrink the tool holder system. So Bills was perfecting this technology from almost like 1990, and today we have a highly sophisticated range of machines available with us, which can give you the highly qualified tool holder in the market. Buy some holders and put onto the machine. So it's not so. We're talking about technology. We're talking about an intelligent integrator. I specifically call this an intelligent integrator between the machine spindle and the cutting tool. Right? A tool holder is used to integrate the machine spindle and the cutting tool, which is the cutting edge. It should be reliable. It should not just fall away while you're machining. It should be accurate. So today we're talking of accuracy is less than 1 micron, 2 microns. It should be very, very accurate in the machine. And it should be precision. So all these are the basic features, or I would say the basic requirement, the very high parameters where we need high gripping forces or the clamping forces. Then the very important point is balancing quality, because when you talk about higher RPMs, let's say anything running more than 10,000 or 12,000 RPM of the machine spindle, balancing plays a very, very important role. Just like a car, you go, for example, you drive a car at let's say 100 or 80 kilometers per hour, you get wobbling. The basic reason you get wobbling is because the tires are not balanced. A similar concept here, so that you can have the maximum cutting tool onto the machine spindle. So these are some of the basic features of a good tool holder. So now, why shrink fit technology? I would say the world shrinks little more every day. Okay, but the manufacturing technology is getting upgraded day by day out. Surface roughness, because when you have 2 pounds